making another vintage cake called Archuk in Armenian, Mishka in Russian, bear in English. So now you all know what bear means in 3 languages. And what we need for our cake. It's a pretty simple cake, and I'd say probably, except for Armenian bakeries, no one else bakes this cake. That's how old this is. We need butter, room temperature soft butter. Okay, you can play. And then we need sugar, granulated sugar. We need eggs, separated. And be sure to separate them while they are still cold so they don't break. We'll use egg yolks. Aka! We use egg yolks for cake batter, and then egg whites for meringue, which will also go into egg batter. I forgot to bring the walnuts, and usually I save my walnuts in fridge. Yes. And we also need walnuts that we need to crush. Okay, what else? Flour, pinch of salt, baking soda, baking powder, vanilla extract. That's it. That's all we need. And later I'll bring the ingredients for chocolate ganache. We're gonna start by whipping the butter and sugar until it's soft and fluffy.
What?
Oh, this is not sugar, that's flour.
Yes.
The batter looks ready. I'm adding, okay, enough. I'm adding egg yolks and turning the speed to low. And then I'll also add my vanilla extract and combine my dry ingredients. No, you'll mix the dry ingredients, okay? So I'll add about a teaspoonful of vanilla extract and then egg yolks one at a time. For dry ingredients, let me keep him busy.
Is that dry?
This is very, very dry. So the recipe asks
Is that dry
for
enough?
as much flour as you need to make it into soft, non-sticky dough. Hajan,
Is that?
this is dry too. Yeah, this is salt. Put a pinch of salt in there. But what I do, I would always go for less flour. Let's say if it's asking about 3.5 cups of flour, I'd go 2.5, and then later. Okay, and then later I'll add a little bit more if I need to. And because this is a cake, you want to have very light and soft layers and not and not very dry layers. So that's why I'll add a little bit of flour, and then this will be 1 cup, and then I'll add 2.5 for now. Don't do that. He's blowing on the flour. Okay, a little bit more salt, okay? A pinch means a pinch. And then baking powder.
One more?
That's gonna be salty cake, Arka. 1 teaspoonful of baking powder and a little bit less than 1 teaspoonful of baking soda. Okay, 1 more. We're gonna have salty cake today. Okay, so mix it and mix it gently. Just mix to combine. Okay, this will go on the side. And yes, I'll beat my butter, add the eggs, and then start adding my dry ingredients, and we'll be done. Addition of my flour, and you don't want to overmix the dough either. So as soon, Hajan. Okay, so I'll take this off my mixer bowl and continue adding and gently kneading on my surface, floured surface. And we need to divide our dough into 3 equal portions.
Mom, can I move this one?
What do you want?
I need.
Okay, so I'll do that, and then also we will need 1 9-inch baking pan lined with parchment, and I will show you how I line it. Recently I found out, I don't know if anybody else does this way, but if you want to have very smooth bottom for your cake, what I do, I put this parchment paper on this springform pan, the bottom part, and then I'll put it like this, and then I close and cut off the remaining of that paper. That way it lines very smoothly and cake always turns out with a flat and nice even bottom, and usually the bottom will be the upper side. So that's how I do it. So I'll continue, divide my dough into 3 portions, wash my mixer bowl so we can beat our meringue in the same bowl, and we'll go from there. My dough is pretty soft now, but I'm not adding any flour. Okay, I'm going to put this in freezer to cool down slightly, because when it's this hot and it's this soft, it's gonna be impossible to roll it out. And besides, hold on, we need to, no he can't. We need to beat our meringue. So we have time, it's better the dough gets a little bit cooler for easier handling. What do you want to do?
Yeah.
Okay. It's ready? I can put it in freezer?
I want to try.
You want to try what?
I want to try this.
Okay. He's gonna put it in freezer, and I'll go ahead and start on the meringue. For the meringue, I'm using my egg whites, and then I need my whisk attachment.
It won't fit, Mom.
Huh? It won't fit? It will fit, but just don't drop it, the rest.
Oh.
Okay, you go down and I'll give it to you. Barney, zgush, okay?
Okay.
Okay, so I'll beat the meringue. I'll add a pinch of salt.
Open it.
You want me to open it?
Yeah.
I'll have to open it. Pinch of salt into the egg whites, and I'll beat a couple of minutes and start adding my sugar. Okay, and the meringue will be ready in about 3 to 5 minutes. This is not the kind of meringue you want to struggle and make it all nice and perfect. It's gonna cook, it's gonna bake, and you don't need that crispy, and you won't get that crispy and stiff meringue result anyway. So don't bother about making the perfect meringue. After adding your last addition of sugar, stop for a second, add your vanilla extract. And this is not in the recipe, but I like adding a little bit of cinnamon into meringue. If you don't like it, leave it out, but it really gives nice taste to the meringue and to the cake itself. So I'm adding this additional ingredients, scraping down my bowl one last time, mixing a few more minutes, and the meringue is ready. We're going to add some walnuts that I crushed finally, but I don't want to mix it with mixer. We're going to fold the walnuts with spatula. Be sure to gently fold the walnuts into your meringue, not to deflate that mixture. And my baking pan is ready. I started preheating the oven to 350 degrees. I'll go get my dough. I'll get the first one actually, one of them. It's still pretty warm. Lightly. You know what? This first one I'm not gonna use my rolling pin. I'll simply place it onto my baking pan and tap it with my hand to make it flat. Now this looks nice and even and flat. I'm going to split my meringue into 2 portions. Eyeball it, of course. And then I'll add 1 layer of meringue to this first layer. And then I'll add the second layer, the rest of my meringue, and the last layer. But I want to show you in details how I do it, because this is dough. This dough is very fragile and very hard to handle. Well, originally you need to add quite a good amount of flour to make the dough pretty stiff, but I tried that way. The cake turned out very dry, so it's better adding less flour and having softer cake and having a little bit of difficulties while making the cake than make it easily and end up with a dry cake. So I'll add this layer and then go grab my second layer of dough. Okay, this is ready. Okay, so lightly flour your surface. There are 2 options to make this middle layer. You can either use your rolling pin and then struggle with adding that layer into your... Huh? You want snap? What snap? Okay, you can... Look, I just want to show you. It may crumble as you pick it up. So what you can do, you can simply grab a few pieces, a few portions of your dough and gently place it and cover the meringue layer. That's what I would suggest. It's easier and better, and it's gonna bake up. You won't even see the difference, or you won't even see any imperfections. So just try to carefully eyeball how much you will need, tap it flat and place it on your meringue layer. Okay, this is just perfect. Don't worry about any uneven layers or anything like that. It will bake up and just turn out perfect. Today is my just day. Hajan. Okay, so I'll add this and bring the last layer. This will be our last layer, and I'll do exactly the same way as I did the middle layer, which means I'll tap it and make it flat just to cover the surface. My meringue, okay? Remember, this part is going to be the bottom of the cake, so don't worry if it's not perfect. So I'll tap it. You can use just a little bit flour to make it easier to work with the dough. This is ready. I'll bake this about 50 to 55 minutes or until it's nice and golden color. Remember, it has meringue layers in there. You want it to bake properly. So even if in 40 minutes it looks golden color, or you would think it's baked, leave it another 10-15 minutes.
I'll dry her.
Arkacan bir kez hazır. The cake has been baked and it's now slightly cooled down. What you do, you remove from the oven, and while it's still warm or hot, I'd say just let it set probably 10 minutes on a cooling rack, and then pass the knife around the sides, remove it from the tin, turn it down, upside down, and while that's cooling down a little bit more, melt your chocolate and heavy cream. And additionally, I would suggest, and I don't have any on hand, if you have some dulce de leche or caramel, I would suggest to put a layer of that sweetened condensed milk, the cooked one, on top layer, and then cover it with chocolate, melted chocolate. You can also melt any kind of chocolate. This is semi-sweet chocolate chips and heavy cream. I'll put down the measurements in the recipe. And as simple as that, you will pour all that chocolate on top of the cake and then even it out. I made it pretty thick chocolate this time, but I like it thicker than thinner. So okay, so I'll let this cool down another few minutes, and I may even make some more of the chocolate because I want to have some drips of chocolate. So what I'll do, I'll let this cool down and then I'll make some more chocolate. Pour a little bit of chocolate on the sides to have those drips, which is not necessary, but I just like that look. And then I'll let it cool down completely, slice and eat. So I'll see you in a little bit.
Done.
Almost done. So I melted some chocolate again because I want to have that design. You don't have to.
Can I try?
Let me finish and then you'll try. And you'll gently pour that chocolate on the sides, just like this.
Now can
And I also have some half walnuts, also some crushed walnuts to decorate the cake.
Mom,
Hajan,
try these?
you'll try later. Let me finish. Yeah, you can eat those, Arka.
I don't eat them.
You don't want to eat them?
No, these are for cooking.
No, those are for eating. I melted a little bit more chocolate, which wasn't necessary, but I wanted to. And then I also have some half walnuts, a little bit crushed walnuts to decorate the cake. And again, you don't have to decorate the cake. I think this will look perfect just like this. All that meringue layer. You want to make sure you also can see some of that meringue layers in between the cake layers. So this is done.
Mom,
Hajan.
this one.
Huh? Can you talk loud and clear so I understand, Arka?
Mom,
Huh?
I want to watch Pokemon.
You want to watch Pokemon? I don't like Pokemon. Okay, I'll put a little bit of this. Arka, you stop putting your head on the table. Okay, so I'll put this in the center.
Can I put?
Okay, you put it. Come, destroy. At least he wants to. No, I don't want that one. That's too big. Look, I chose the tiny, good-looking ones. Okay, put it here. Perfect. Okay, you're done. Okay, and then I'll drizzle some of that crushed walnuts on the edges, and our cake looks perfect. Our cake bear or Mishka or Archuk, just on the sides, okay? I'll put down full recipe on my blog at heghineh.com. Try it, let me know how you like it.
I like it.
You like it, but you didn't try it yet. That's it. This was very quick, easy, and delicious cake Mishka. You know what? I wanna slice it.
One
Okay,
more.
hold on. No, one more. Yeah, one more. Let me put it on my cake platter. I said the final lines a little bit early this time.
It's all done.
It's all done. Okay, I'll use these two large spatulas. It's stuck. Okay, perfect. Perfect. Oh, let's slice and eat it, yeah?
After we put it, yeah?
Yeah.
Only one.
Huh?
Only one slice at the video.
You want to slice?
Nope.
Why?
It's gonna be delicious. Okay, let's see how it looks. And I know it's still a little bit warm. You don't wanna do like I'm doing. It needs to cool down completely.
You have to wait?
You have to wait, yes. You can't eat hot cake, right?
No.
No.
Unless you're dedicated.
You,
Okay, let's see how it looks inside.
Very nice. I see
from
the tones of
outside.
nuts and
Yeah, you see the tones of nuts? Okay, as you can see the tones of nuts
Let me see.
and the layer of that's a meringue, by the way.
Oh, okay.
Chigite, yeah, that's a meringue. This is, I think this is supposed to be the cake, Mishka. The ones are not like those Russian candy. Mishka kasalapi. I'm assuming, I don't know. Arka, gluhut kashi. Okay, let me grab the, okay, I'll eat it with this chocolate spoon. Let's see how it tastes.
It's just like the bigger version.
It's a very warm cake. It's still warm. But it's yummy. You want to try some?
No.
It's delicious. I love the nuts in it. Enough. That's it. We're done. Subscribe to my channel. Like the video if you liked it. And I'll see you soon. It's delicious, Arka.